the call, we have Jackson State head football coach Rick Comegy. Jackson State fell to Tennessee State by a score of 26-16. Coach Comegy, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Coach, if you will, if you talk about last weekend against Tennessee State in Memphis.
Well, it was a tough loss for us. We went down there with high hopes of coming back with a victory, and we just got down there and just had too many turnovers. We threw 5 interceptions. We lost, fumbles, and we just kind of just didn't perform as well as I thought we would. I thought if we could have executed some plays that we'd have been fine. I mean, we go in at halftime at 9-7, and we're in the thick of things. They're a good football team. I mean, they're big, strong, fast. But I really felt that we were playing well and could come out if we could hang in there. But we came out and kind of just stunk up the place, with interceptions and not executing down near the goal line, and just things happening, and so they won the game. They it was a good win for them, and I know they wanted to win just as much as we did, but I thought we matched up, with what their abilities. I thought we matched up well with them, but you got to be able, you got to execute, and we just didn't execute, and they jumped out ahead on us, and they kept the lead. We tried to come back, but it was too late. It got to be a field goal game where defense gave up just one touchdown. The other scores were field goals and returns for touchdowns by their DBs, or return down to the 1 yard line. One was a big touchdown and one was a return to the 1 yard line, within those 5 interceptions. So it was tough. It got to be a tough day, but we just got to bounce back and see what we can do this coming week. And I don't think the kids' heads are down. They're still up, but they know they didn't play well, and they're going to have to accept it, and and come out of the chutes better than what we did last week.
Floor is now open for Jackson State head football coach Rick Comegy. Coach, you got a big one this week at home against Texas Southern. That game, by the way, on ESPNU at 6:30. Talk about that matchup and being on TV again.
Well, they're going to come in playing good, solid football and try to take advantage of some of the mistakes that we made, and hopefully that we make mistakes, but I think we're going to clean that up and be a better team. They're a good football team. I mean, I think they may have lost last week against a real fine team in Sam Houston, but Sam Houston's a good football team. That's not taking nothing away. We had a large game last year with them, 45-35. Coach Asbury's going to put some points on the board, and he's going to, do a good job with that team. And they're going to come in here snorting and ripping. Most of the guys down there on the staff are from Jackson, and they're going to come in here looking to take a win out of here. And so we got to be ready, and both physically and mentally, and that's what we're preparing for right now. And we're going to use rest as a weapon a little bit because we're coming off a real tough game, and but we had a good workout this morning, and so we're just we're taking it all in stride, and I think we're going to be prepared to play.
Coach, this is Roz with the Clarion Ledger. I wanted to ask you, how are the guys responding, how did the guys respond in practice this morning, especially coming out of the loss from Tennessee State?
Well, we kind of got to push it behind us, the guys are young today, they don't take the loss. I think as hard as the coaches sometimes, that's the way it appears to me. I mean, they're hurt, but, they can forget a little bit quicker and move on to the next one. And so we had a good workout this morning, and they worked out hard, and they're preparing, and, we know it's a conference game, and, we just didn't want that game to be just that, well, we can lose this game and still play in the conference. We didn't want that thought to either enter our mind. We really wanted to win that Tennessee State game, and we didn't, and we just got to bounce back and try to play some football here.
Hey, Coach, Rob J. with Talking Sports.
Hey, Rob.
Coach, the Texas Southern coaching staff, the majority of them, they either come through Jackson State or play there. Does that give them an advantage, or how do you go into that game knowing that?
Well, no, it's the kids that's playing, Rob. They can have, the coaches from Timbuktu, but when it boils down to it, it's, how the kids perform and how you prepare them and how you get them ready. We're just, really sideliners and trying to help them, put them in position to win. But really, the kids got to get out there and perform and do the things they're supposed to do. And that's what they're expected to do. And so, they got to be men about it. And we got to put high expectations on them to perform. And that's what we're doing. So I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Coach, the last time you had 6 turnovers against Tulane, how are you guys trying to address this situation as you head into Texas Southern?
I'm sorry, Roz, I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, you're fine. The last time you guys had 6 turnovers against Tulane in Game 1, how are you guys planning on addressing that as you prepare against Texas Southern? What's kind of the game plan for you guys there?
Well, we're going to do what we do. I mean, we don't want to start creating a lot of different things because we won't play fast. We want to continue doing what we do and seeing if that's enough to win. I mean, we come into camp, we put in a system, and we take the stray away from the system that we work so hard to put in all those nights and late, things of that nature. And sometimes you can put a wrinkle in here or there or create something, but you want to make sure that you don't get too creative and because you wanted to play fast, and and from an offensive standpoint of view, and you wanted to move to that football from a defensive standpoint of view. So we're not going to change much. We're just going to kind of sit down and kind of take a look at them both ways and see what we can take advantage of and where we think we can win the football game. There's going to be an edge somewhere along the line. Can we find it? So. We're going to look for an edge, and as we watch film and see if we can get a win out of it.
So we've got time in this segment for questions. Rick Comegy, Jackson State head football coach.
Coach, this is Barry Allen from ESPN. Just talk about Texas Southern. What do they do offensively and defense turns?
Well, he does a lot of good. He does a lot of good things. He likes throwing the football. There's no doubt. Coach likes to put it up and run a lot of crossing routes and those type of things. And he likes his. Has a trick play or two where he'll come out and act like a Z in screen and and then throw it to the guy who's like he's blocking the corner and stuff like that. So he runs a draw game and from a defensive standpoint of view, he's running that. That 4-2 and those type of things, and they'll try to get after you a little bit, doing those things. And so, they're a good football team. They're a solid football team. I'm sure they're going to take some things out of the game we played with Tennessee State and come in with a wrinkle, which they thought that could, exploit us. But, we just got to go back and make sure we're covering all areas so that, where we were exploited maybe a little bit in Tennessee State, we got to close that down because normally as you're putting in things, you think, well, we can get this, we can get that. And so, we got to make sure that as we move forward that we're closing those gaps too, as well as taking care of what they presently do.
One last question for me. The turnovers have been a real problem for you guys this year. How do you change your game? How do you kind of work on that and address that, and particularly in the two losses, the Tulane and Tennessee State?
The only thing I can say is you just got to keep, reviewing and review and keep, working. I don't know any other way to clean it up except keep working at it, and I think the more reps, the more times you do it, you can clean it up. I think, our quarterback just didn't have a good day throwing it. We threw right in, try to force some things in. There were some guys open that really were open, and he just didn't see him, and he knows that we talked. I brought him in, and we had a good talk yesterday, and so We just want to make sure that we're taking our progression in our reads and throwing to the open receivers instead of trying to force things in. So we got to get better at that, and I think we will. And I thought our line blocked pretty well, good enough to where we could run on them. We had more offense. Stats are for losers in my opinion, but we outnumbered them in the stats statistics category. We just didn't get the points on the board when we could have.
Rick Comegy, head football coach at Jackson State. Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you after your game with Texas.